The greatest dangers often lurk where we least expect them. They hide in plain sight, concealed by the veneer of normalcy. We assume safety in the familiar, trusting those who appear ordinary. But this trust can be easily exploited. Behind seemingly harmless facades, sinister intentions can fester. The most dangerous individuals and organizations often operate in broad daylight, their true nature masked by their ability to blend in. Hiding in plain sight is a tactic as old as time. Predators, both literal and figurative, rely on their ability to blend into their surroundings. They mimic expected behaviors and adopt roles that inspire trust. This allows them to operate undetected, gaining access to victims and resources while avoiding suspicion. They become invisible within the very fabric of society, their true motives concealed beneath a carefully constructed facade. Jimmy Savile, the beloved British television personality, embodied this chilling principle. Known for his eccentric personality, flamboyant outfits and tireless charity work, he was a household name in the UK. Savile's public persona was that of a benevolent entertainer, always ready to lend a helping hand and bring joy to those in need. For decades he used his fame and charitable work as a smokescreen. His involvement in numerous charitable organisations and his work with hospitals and children's homes earned him widespread admiration and respect. He was often seen at high-profile events, rubbing shoulders with celebrities and politicians, further cementing his image as a man of the people. Behind this carefully crafted persona, Savile was a prolific sexual predator. His crimes were hidden in plain sight, masked by his seemingly endless acts of kindness and generosity. The true extent of his abuse only came to light after his death, revealing a pattern of exploitation and manipulation that spanned decades. He exploited his position of power and the trust placed in him to abuse countless victims. Many of his victims were vulnerable individuals, including children and patients in hospitals who trusted him implicitly. The betrayal of this trust left deep scars, and the impact of his actions continues to be felt by survivors and their families. His case serves as a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and even the most trusted figures can harbor dark secrets. It underscores the importance of vigilance and the need to question and scrutinize those in positions of power, no matter how benevolent they may seem. The legacy of Jimmy Savile is a sobering lesson in the dangers of blind trust and the necessity of accountability. The danger is amplified when institutions become complicit, whether intentionally or through negligence. This complicity can take many forms, from turning a blind eye to unethical practices to actively participating in fraudulent schemes. When those in power prioritize personal gain over ethical responsibility, the consequences can be catastrophic, not just for the company, but for employees, investors, and the broader economy. The Enron scandal stands as a testament to how corporate greed can be masked by an image of success and respectability. Enron was once a darling of Wall Street, celebrated for its innovative approach to the energy market and its rapid growth. The company was frequently featured in business magazines, and its executives were often invited to speak at prestigious conferences. However, behind this facade of success, a web of deceit was being spun. Enron, once hailed as an energy giant, used accounting loopholes and fraudulent practices to inflate its profits. The company employed complex financial instruments and off-balance sheet entities to hide its mounting debts and create the illusion of profitability. These deceptive practices were not just the work of a few rogue employees, they were part of a systematic effort orchestrated by the highest levels of management. The company's executives, driven by avarice, cultivated a culture of secrecy and intimidation. They created an environment where questioning the status quo was discouraged and dissent was punished. Employees were pressured to meet unrealistic financial targets, often resorting to unethical means to do so. This toxic culture permeated every level of the organization, making it difficult for anyone to speak out against the wrongdoing. They silenced whistleblowers and manipulated financial data, all while enjoying the accolades of the business world. Whistleblowers who tried to expose the truth were met with threats and retaliation. Financial documents were meticulously altered to present a rosy picture to investors and regulators. Meanwhile, Enron's executives continued to receive awards and recognition, further perpetuating the myth of their success. The eventual collapse of Enron not only led to significant financial losses, but also shattered the lives of countless employees and investors, serving as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked corporate greed. The bystander effect, a crisis of inaction. The question arises, how do such individuals and organizations operate undetected for so long? Part of the answer lies in the psychology of bystanders. The bystander effect, a well-documented phenomenon, illustrates our tendency to become passive observers in the face of wrongdoing. We assume someone else will take action, diffusing responsibility and perpetuating inaction. Cognitive dissonance, the struggle to reconcile contradictions. Furthermore, cognitive dissonance plays a significant role. We struggle to reconcile contradictions between our perceptions of someone and evidence to the contrary. It is easier to dismiss red flags than to accept that someone we trust could be capable of such acts. This internal conflict allows dangerous individuals to maintain their facade as we rationalize away their behavior. The smoke and mirrors of distraction. Distraction also plays a crucial role in maintaining the illusion. Perpetrators often create diversions using spectacle and sensationalism to draw attention away from their true intentions. They flood the information ecosystem with noise, making it difficult to discern truth from fabrication. This constant barrage of information overload numbs our critical thinking and allows harmful actions to slip through unnoticed. Technology. A mask for malice. Technology, while a powerful tool for progress, has also become a double-edged sword. It provides new avenues for deception and manipulation. Online platforms can be used to create false identities, spread disinformation, and manipulate public perception. The anonymity of the internet emboldens malicious actors, allowing them to operate with a diminished fear of consequences. The price of apathy, a call for vigilance. The consequences of our collective blindness can be devastating. When we fail to question, to scrutinize, and to hold individuals and institutions accountable, we become complicit in their deception. We create a culture where exploitation and abuse can thrive, eroding the very fabric of trust that binds us together. Towards a safer tomorrow, transparency, accountability, and courage. These are not just words, they are the pillars upon which we must build our future. In a world where information is power, transparency ensures that this power is shared and not hoarded. It is the light that reveals the truth, the foundation of trust in our institutions and in each other. Combating this insidious threat requires a multi-pronged approach. It is not enough to simply identify the problem, we must actively work to dismantle it. This means implementing robust systems that promote transparency at every level of society, from government offices to corporate boardrooms. It means creating environments where accountability is not just expected, but demanded. We must foster a culture of transparency and accountability, demanding greater scrutiny of those in positions of power. This involves not only the media and watchdog organizations, but also everyday citizens who are willing to ask the tough questions. It means having open forums where policies and decisions are discussed openly and where the voices of the people are heard and respected. We must empower individuals to report suspicious behavior without fear of reprisal. Whistleblowers are often the unsung heroes in the fight against corruption and injustice. They need our support and protection. Establishing secure and anonymous channels for reporting can make a significant difference. It is about creating a safe space where truth can be spoken without fear of retaliation. Most importantly, we must cultivate the courage to question authority, to challenge the status quo, and to refuse to accept complacency in the face of potential harm. Courage is the driving force behind every significant change in history. It is the spark that ignites movements and the strength that sustains them. We need leaders and citizens alike who are brave enough to stand up for what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular. Only then can we hope to dismantle the structures that allow danger to hide in plain sight. This is a collective effort that requires the participation of everyone. It is about breaking down barriers and building bridges, about creating a society where justice and fairness are not just ideals, but realities. Together we can create a world where transparency, accountability, and courage are the norm, not the exception. A world where everyone feels safe, valued, and heard.